Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of FTS, Friends Talking Shop, coming to you from now Spotify, as opposed to in your inbox or nowhere.
Just how many, David? What are the Spotify follower updates as year 2 date?
I will. Let's put a pin in that. I'll come back to it so that you can't throw these research related questions in the middle of the podcast. So I will when one of you is talking. I'm not paying attention. That'll be good. Well, in case you haven't, this is your first time, I'm Dave, and I'm coming to you from St. Louis soon to be on my way to Napa for spring break.
Ooh.
I am also joined by Josh, who is in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love that does not extend to Ben Simmons. How are you, Josh?
Brotherly love. It's like calling a bald guy curly. That's how we view it.
Yeah.
So, Ben got an earful. Unfortunately, he got the last laugh on that game. But
what was he wearing, by the way?
He was wearing looked like a giant gold chain with a gold kangaroo. I couldn't make it out. It was bizarre. And then his, not Gucci, but one of those Primo brand type of sweatshirts. It just speaks to who he is.
He's just a kid. My goodness.
Well, he's grown up fast lately.
Yeah. And we're also joined by Omar, coming to you from a non-Puerto Rico location, I believe.
Yes.
And Omar,
it's snowing.
The one who brought to you Soul Man as the quintessential basketball movie.
Yes.
Omar, the breaker of chains.
The breaker.
But I do want to come back to this. It didn't really hit me. I should have talked about this much more in the last podcast. But for you to call Soul Man a basketball movie is like calling Terminator a love story, or it has a scene of basketball. I'm now starting to wonder if you're even familiar with the movie itself.
That's the scene that stuck out for me.
Right.
Well,
but
clearly.
it's not about basketball. In fact, I'm pretty sure in the synopsis in IMDb, the word basketball is not mentioned.
Never
even
mentioned.
Once.
I did forward you the Wikipedia. You're hard pressed to find it in the summary of the movie, of the plot. Anyway, if to make any sense of that, you got to go to episode 6. This isn't episodic. This is a ongoing long form story that we're doing our lives here.
Well, look, I would say, isn't like the Avengers movie? Is that a movie it's not? It doesn't say it's about gemstones, right? It's a movie about.
Wait.
What?
Okay, the gemstones appear throughout the movie, so therefore you can talk about them as being centered to the movie. Basketball is not centered to Soul Man.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I would bet you the actual basketball itself probably appears in maybe less than 60 seconds of the entire 90-minute film.
Well, to use your analogy, if someone said, "What's the Avenger about?" It's about an obsessive jeweler. Like that would not be a fair description of that movie. That'd be leaving a lot out.
I don't know. I just found that scene in particular to me spoke to the underlying racial undertones and perceptions that existed in society at the time.
Wow, doctor.
Wow.
I don't know. I just thrown together a bunch of words.
Yeah. It sounded good. It sounded very good. I heard undertones, and that blew my mind.
Well, on our podcast each week, we do 3 topics that we bring up that we haven't rehearsed, haven't thought about, and maybe today will be a little bit different. We might have a little bit of a twist. I'm ready to go first. Unless Omar, you tell me at any time that you want to shoot in with your topic, because we may have a guest today. Is that
possible surprise guest?
Yeah, we have a as the part-time executive producer for this show, I'm sourcing talent, and I think we may have someone joining in. It's almost an homage to Howard Stern with his mother and David Letterman.
Well, don't give away too much.
All right, we'll leave that. So you just let me know when's the right time.
For
I'll
your
go
topic,
first with my topic.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Right.
I never go first. You go.
So I have been working on, first to give you, you guys both know this about me, but for those that don't know me, if you sit down and talk to me, there's probably a few things I will tell you very quickly, either tell you or just come up, is that I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a Packer fan, and I haven't really thought about this as I was to list these things down, but apparently this is true, is I'm fairly open with my fear of flying. It doesn't take long before my fear of flying comes out. I have breakfast with two guys every Thursday. One works for Boeing and one is like a real analytical thinker. And they'll talk about anything and my fear of flying will come up. My son's getting married. I'll be like, really? Was he flying somewhere? What does he think about turbulence? Like I just automatically will talk about fear of flying. Well,
and so everyone knows, this is coming from someone who flies a lot too.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. It's like having a fear of heights, and yet you're a construction worker on a skyscraper. Yeah, it's
exactly
my life. So this week, today, I'm flying to California, and so that's always within the U.S. It's the longest flight from St. Louis, and I always think about that. You got to fly over the Rockies, which is always like a little bumpy. And
Does it matter if you're flying coach or class?
Oh.
So that's a very good question. So I have figured out there are three things that cause my fear. If you take one of those away, I'm okay. It is the fact that we're 10,000 feet in the air. It is that we are in a enclosed space, so the claustrophobia of it, and then you add bumpiness to it, then
turbulence.
That turbulence, then that freaks me out. If you take any one of those, if I'm in a plane and it's smooth, I'm fine. If I was on a train, it was bumpy, it would be fine in a close. But all three of those is what does it.
Wait a second. So you really don't have a fear of flying per se, because if you can be in a plane and have a smooth flight and be perfectly fine, that would be very different than someone who has a crazy fear of flying that just can't. That as soon as they get on the plane, they're nervous and a wreck.
Right. So like flying therapy is we'll get you on a plane. We'll talk about the noises and what's happening, what the flight attendants are doing. I know all that.
You don't need that.
I got all that down. Yeah. It gets bumpy and bang. So I have to prepare myself before I get on planes, which makes for interesting encounters when I land. So I've been trying so hard to figure out different things to overcome this. And I'm trying something new today. And I want to hear your guys' opinion.
I want to hear this. I
bought a portable virtual reality headset that you can put your phone in to watch a movie. And my thought is one, I got to make sure it works. There's some technical difficulties I'm sure I'm going to run into. But let's imagine that that's true. I'm going to be able to put the VR headset on and be completely immersed in the movie. I'll have no idea what's going on around me. And I think that will do the trick. I think that will. But here's a very big caveat of putting on a VR headset.
Power source.
Ridiculous.
How about the power source?
Not the power source. It's battery.
Yeah, it is.
The fear is that he looks like a moron. Right?
Yes, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yes.
We're going to get on, and I'm going to say, my wife will be next to me, so poor woman. She has to sit in the middle seat of a 4-hour flight with me with the headset on, because she can't not sit next to me. I need her to sit next to me. And I need the window seat, which is terrible.
Oh, my God. No, it's funny. It's funny you need the window seat, too, because I think that would bring more angst, being right next to the outer edge of the plane and seeing outside and seeing that you're above the clouds.
Josh,
would that bring more angst?
Also, Josh, if the window breaks, then Dave will be the first one sucked out.
Sucked out.
True.
That's true. Now I have four things.
I don't think Dave's fitting through that window, though. That's not a shot at Dave either.
My perspective is that if it's bumpy, if I can look outside, then it's not as claustrophobic. That's the window helps.
Oh, interesting.
Plus, I will often pass out, and I need something to lean on. So rather than my fellow passenger. So I think this is going to be a potential cure for me. Like if I can get this headset. Well, first of all, I need one of our investment funds or companies to develop this technology, a subtle VR application that you can download a movie, watch it. You don't look like a complete.
So it looks like you're wearing glasses, just like sunglasses or something like that, right?
Correct.
That would be a great invention.
I think, in fact, we should back that and just make that company right now and sign up.
I love it.
Because I think that would be a huge market to do that. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna.
So David, here's my I spent extensive time in the metaverse and in VR, and as a card-carrying member, and I've read about it, its effects on and how it and the perception, and really, there's no quicker way to have women run away from you and have that thing on your face. However, along those lines, David, this leads to.
He's a married man, though. He doesn't have to worry about that.
My point exactly. So, David, when did you, or have you already come to the point, or have you not yet come to the point where you realize that you are no longer a sexual being?
This is quite a turn.
No, as a married man, listen, I was engaged for over a year.
Yes, that was a hell of an engagement.
When I was out as an engaged man, I wouldn't even look at women, nor did I think they looked at me, because I was engaged. That's very happily engaged, I will add.
So to answer part of that question,
okay.
I never looked at another woman the day I met my wife.
Of course not.
Let's get that on record here.
That's obvious.
First when that happened.
Well, there you go. So in other words, my point is, I don't think women really. I think women can feel that how you feel about yourself. So
Omar,
I don't think women found him sexually attractive in probably 15, 20 years.
Omar, can I pull you into reality, please? Can I pull you out of your little bubble?
Yes. Sorry.
This might be a tough concept to grasp, but sometimes men don't want to look like idiots for anybody, not just to attract women. If you're it doesn't have to be just for attracting women. I mean, you're dismissing it and saying, well, it doesn't matter. It's like you might as well be 500 pounds now that you're married. It's irrelevant. I see what you're saying, Dave. Now, here's what I'll say to you. As long as you really don't care what anyone else thinks, and by the way, there's a lot of weirdos on a plane.
Yeah.
I mean, I fly enough that, there's tons of weirdos. So you'd be far from the only one. And I don't even know if it would be that weird. I think people would be like, that guy's got VR on. I mean, that's a little, and then that would be the end of it.
But here's my thing. Has this been tried before by other people who are afraid of flying? I've never seen anyone wear a VR headset.
Never.
So
I've looked into it, and British Airlines is looking into handing these out to their, you might have to rent them or whatever. And so there'd be for flyers, just for entertainment purposes, but definitely sort of kind of nervous flyers, because I would think that is, for me, it's not getting on the plane, it's the experience of the takeoff, the bumpiness, if I could kind of surround, even if it was bumpy, I would not be aware of it if I had my world surrounded by VR.
What you should watch?
But what would you watch? That's my question.
You should watch Airplane.
Yeah.
Or Alive or something like that. Then the turbulence are like 4D.
Yeah.
If they coincided with the movie, my God, what a brilliant
well, I've gone through all kinds. I've watched horror movies.
Snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane. Yeah, Snakes on a plane.
The last time I got really scared on a plane, we watched, what's The Purge? I watched The Purge.
The Purge, yeah.
And I thought, look, I'll watch a scary movie where it'll draw me into being scared, that I won't be less afraid of what's going on around me. Like, I'll try to focus my fear on the screen.
No, that doesn't work, because if your ankle hurts, if you punch yourself in the other leg, it doesn't take away from your ankle pain.
Good point, doctor.
Yes.
I should have talked to you.
Yes, you should have talked to me on that one.
But VR should work. You
know what? I when you first said it, I was about to make fun of you and say that is the silliest idea. That's absolutely ridiculous. You're going to look like a fool. But the more I think about it, it's actually not a bad plan. And if you get immersed, because I've experienced VR, it's really cool, and you are immersed in that world.
Yeah, right.
Like, there is nothing else around. You are oblivious to everything else. Now, you have to – so I guess you have to download the movie onto the phone, because you can't do Wi-Fi, and then it has to – are you going to put it on right away as soon as you sit down, or are you going to wait till after takeoff?
These are all the details. That's where I need your help. I was thinking, if I were to get on as soon as I sit down, then everything, the message – because sometimes, the pilot will get on like we're going to go through some bumpy ascent here, and then you might want to tighten up your seatbelts for the first hour and a half. When I hear that, I'm like, all right, this is it. Get me off the plane. So I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to, although getting on Southwest where you have strangers, coming on the plane, I was thinking of like kind of letting everyone situate first before, so not every single person sees me.
Is walking past you. Yeah,
so right. I limit the idiot factor to just the people in my row and the flight attendants. But here's the other thing too. It's at night, so it'll be dark. They turn the lights down on the plane.
They do.
This has got to be a perfect plan, the perfect time to do it. It's dark.
I like it. And your window seat, so you're not sticking out when people walk by. You have to turn your head to see you. And I'll tell you another thing. Although I will. Okay, so this might be a problem, and I just thought of this. Are you in the exit row?
No, I have.
Okay.
I have a routine, and I'm row 9.
I'm wondering, because I always sit in the exit row. I love the exit row. I'm wondering if you were in the exit row, would they still let you do it?
Yeah, right.
Because the plane could be going down. and you're
Sir, open the door.
Yeah, you're in the middle of Soul Man, right at the basketball team.
Sorry, the best part's coming up.
Yeah, right.
I'll open the door in a second. Well, that's the other thing I thought. Would they say, "Sir, we need to be able to communicate with you. You can't wear those." That would be also. But I would think like,
no,
I'm going to push back on that.
People wear headphones. People fall asleep. They wear headphones. They wear masks over their eyes.
Right.
There's no reason to. And if there's an emergency, someone, your wife will tap you and say, "Hey, honey, might be time to put that away."
Yeah, right.
And you'll go, "Wait, the basketball scene is almost over." then I'll deal with flight crash position.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'll put my oxygen mask on in a second.
What's the message they say when the air masks come down? Put it one on yourself, then the idiot who's got VR next to you.
That's right. Yeah. Yourself first, then your kid, then the VR idiot.
I really want to fly with David. I've never done it before.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, I have. Well, so I've had a lot of interesting experiences. People that have flown with me, it's not fun because I'm either, scared and making them nervous, or I'm passed out. But what you want to do is have a meeting with me after. I have had experiences that I've heard later because I don't remember usually a thing after my flight.
Omar, have you never flown with anyone who has a fear of flying? It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's terrible. The anxiety is just it spills over.
It's really bad. Every trip.
It's tough.
I have a week in Napa that I'm heading to, and all I can think of is this flight.
That's crazy. What's so funny is that for some reason flying doesn't do anything to me whatsoever. I have been in 2 circumstances. One where the oxygen mask came down, and another where we had to make an emergency landing because the back tire blew out. And in both those circumstances, the latter one I had to be in crash position. I didn't bat an eyelash for some reason. All I was going through my head was, they probably practiced this.
Yeah.
They're fine. They'll do it. They'll nail it. And plus I have no control. So what am I going to do?
I already, David, what might be helpful for you is are you familiar with a school of thought called fatalism?
Yes, I am. And I am.
Yes.
And this is actually convicting. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in other words, it's already been drawn out how you're gonna perish.
No, it's really not. That's not true.
Well, I think my view. That's why I subscribe to this train of thought, Joshua. I'm a fatalist. I think it is.
So you think there's already a plan for you?
I think it's meant. What's going to happen is going to happen. I live my life the way I want to live it, risk management wise, and airplanes aside. So when those crash position things have happened to me, I think I've had that maybe once.
Yeah.
When I've been asked to do that on an airplane, I'm very I'm nonplussed by it.
I can never figure out what that word means.
Yeah.
I will never use that word in a sentence because I always feel like I feel like it's unimpressed, but that's not it, isn't it?
It means he's not plussed. Dave, you're on an airplane. You're plussed.
Yes,
I am. I'm plussed and multiplied. It's awful. But yeah, I have a fatalist attitude too. I believe in a higher power. I believe that things are meant to happen for a reason. I can't all these things, and so I even feel I have a better place that I go if we crash. Yep. It is like a
that's
chemical.
That's even more reason. For
I know.
You to be
I'm a bit.
That's crazy.
Josh, I agree with Josh that you should be even more on my page than others.
Yes. I don't have that. I don't share that at all. I think you create your own destiny, obviously, but Yeah, so therefore I think
just like Ben Simmons.
So like for example, this was supposed to be This was supposed to be a topic for me at a later date, but you brought it up with my mother says this constantly. Things happen for a reason. Mm-hmm. And it's my least favorite phrase of all time, because that's so easy to say to people like us who have, who've had it all right and we're doing okay. But to tell, as I tell her every time I go, tell the people in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, with their last earthquake and last storm that things happen for a reason. See what they say.
That gets into a very much deeper philosophical question than this podcast can handle. It will fall on the weight of itself.
We'll tackle it later.
That is. But yeah, it's a great question. I feel convicted that why do I worry? It's like, are you fear of dying? And I want to say, no, it's a fear of flying. Like, you don't understand. It's not a rational thing. And so
it's not rational,
I got to just basically do something to cut it off. And there are other ways and healthy ways.
This will be incredibly interesting for a later podcast to see how this goes.
Yes.
So next week's edition, I'm dying to hear how this works for you.
Okay. I actually have some backup plans as well. So I'll list them off. These are new things. One is I bought sunglasses because I thought I'm going to put very dark sunglasses, wraparound sunglasses, and listen to a podcast. I'm going to see if that works.
Okay.
I bought a sleep mask. I may go to the sleep mask and listen to a podcast, see if that does it. And this is going to sound absolutely. I actually bought AR goggles as well. So I bought 2 different devices for this trip to try. The AR goggles are a little bit more disruptive because you can actually see. So it'll be dark and you'll be able to see. And do
you need Wi-Fi for those AR goggles?
No, you can download, but there is you have to mirror from your phone. It's a lot more of technological.
Jeez, this is the extent that you're going.
I am a fear of flying pioneer. I'm going to solve it for everyone. Yeah.
This is I got to tell you something. You are, and I don't mean to use a phrase that's been used before, but you are going where no man has previously gone before.
Yeah. Well, I think things happen for a reason. And I have this fear of flying.
I just want to know. I don't know. Like 85% of VR is on pornography. So I'm really curious.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from? Is that a Quinnipiac poll?
Yeah, I heard it on a podcast.
Yeah.
He looked at his phone and did a quick survey of how much VR he's been.
Well, you guys know that porn drives a lot of technological innovation.
Of course it does.
That is without a doubt true.
All right, so give me 3 applications that porn has developed.
Technologies?
Yeah.
Technologies.
Yeah.
I mean, probably dealing with bottleneck issues and bandwidth for one thing.
Okay. Internet.
It has probably led the paying customer to be able to pay on the internet, like that kind of technology.
Okay, so
for like subscription kind of websites,
various services. Okay,
it's also done the same thing for telephones way back when.
All right.
Right.
Okay. Good. Yep.
There's a lot more.
And 976 party lines.
It's been a lot.
Remember those? I don't. But you've told me about them.
I hear people say things like 85% of the. And I always think, really? Like, I always push back on when I hear everything.
Well, Dave, 68% of surveys are made up.
Always good for an ender. All right, so that was my topic. I will report back.
It's a good one.
How this goes. Yeah, and I'll have my wife take a picture.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Which I'll make sure doesn't get shareable. I will say, I don't know if you know, Omar, we had a conference that I was presenting at. And Josh then presented as well and shared a video of me playing VR in front of everyone.
Yes, I did.
Which, so my ability to remain a sexual being was taken away from me.
That was the moment right there.
That's right. All right. Omar, are you ready to go on your topic?
Yeah, sure. So I think this is a what's it called? The fourth wall or something?
Fourth wall. Okay. You're breaking down the fourth wall. It's called the unplussed wall.
The unplussed wall.
Yeah.
So basically, I think that
nonplussed. Yeah.
The nonplussed wall. We all think about moments of like when we begin to resemble either physically or personality-wise, our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Yep.
So
there are moments you catch yourself.
I'm sure there are things that each of you have with your parents. And so I was talking to my father who is, in his 80s. My dad was it's a typical Indian story, Pakistani story. He graduated, was a nuclear physicist at Martin Marietta, and then retired at like 48, and now he has like 17 cars. So,
wow.
Is
typical
that
story.
typical
That's a typical
story?
Pakistani story.
Wow.
Yeah, of course it is. That's most Pakistani.
Immigrant story. Yeah.
Yes.
So and he loves cars. He loves collecting lots of cars.
Of everything.
Yeah, collecting everything. So I was, I have a car that's actually in Maryland that I used to have in New York, and my niece has been driving it. It's a convertible 2004 BMW, whatever. I love it. Stick shift, super fun. And those things matter. Stick shifts are really fun.
The details are really unnecessary.
Well, it means a lot to me. This car, almost like in Ferris Bueller, with that guy's father,
This
Connor.
is Ferrari.
Oh, the
Ferrari.
car. Yeah,
Ferrari. Yeah.
But she
Cameron.
only drives it.
Cameron.
She only drives it to school though. So I was talking to my dad 3 days ago about how I was a little concerned, kind of total jest about how many miles my niece is putting on my car. No big deal. We go to another topic. The next day, which was yesterday, or so, my sister called. She goes, "Oh my God, Dad is in Virginia. He just bought a car, a BMW." I'm like, okay. Mind you, he has like 15, 16 cars already, right?
This is your dad.
My father went down to Virginia. She said he bought the car, he bought the BMW, that he bought it for you.
Does he have insurance on all these cars? Does he pay for insurance on all these cars?
Yep. Yeah. So
where does he keep them?
Well, let's just say that our neighbors aren't super excited about it.
Oh my God.
Yes. So
like the neighbors are having a party again.
Yeah. So my father is super excited. It's a 7 Series. He bought it from a deal.
Oh, geez, nice.
Brings the car over here today.
Yeah.
Snow day. And he's like, "Let's go pick up your mother now. I want to be with you when you drive your car." Now, again, I don't live in Maryland. Okay,
right.
I live in Puerto Rico. I'm here.
It's very hard to get a car to Puerto Rico.
A month a year, and I already have a car in Maryland.
Yeah.
Right. I'm here. Anyway, he brings the car here. We get in the car to drive to go pick up my mom. I turn the ignition or press the button. The car doesn't even start. Which is symptomatic of so many things with my father.
Is this a used car he bought?
2014.
Okay.
So yeah, they're always used. So then I drive another car, which to pick up my mom. And while I'm there, I showed you guys, the video of it. There are just there's probably 120 pairs of jeans.
It's unbelievable.
Laid out.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, and also 40 pairs of shorts, and every pair of shorts and jeans has belts in them. My dad does not like to change belts.
Every pant has its own belt.
Is it the same belt, or is he actually?
No, they're all different.
They're all different belts.
They're all different. They're all
just to paint the picture. You sent us a video.
Yep.
It was a pair, 100 pairs of jeans stacked on the floor, each with a belt. So 100 pairs of jeans, 100 belts.
Yeah, 4 different stacks of jeans and I think 2 stacks of shorts. Yeah, each stack being roughly between 20 to 30.
Jeez.
And so, I just got me thinking. I'm like, because initially I tried to fight this, and my mom has given up years ago. But my dad's hoarding. There's lots of clocks and there's lots of telephones.
And the clocks, by the way, all on and working, right?
All on and working.
Yeah,
it's true. It's accurate. So I'm like, but then I'm also getting self-reflective because I'm like, I think that I'm a bit of a collector as well of nonsense.
Oh, interesting.
So, but I think this is my thing. I think that I am a hoarder as well. And so I don't understand.
I've seen your place though. You don't have clutter.
I don't.
Well, you have little clutter, but it's not hoarding clutter. It's not like whatever channel that hoarder show is on.
But some tendencies come on late in life. So are you sensing you're changing into your father? Is this what you're saying?
No, that's not my question, actually. My question is, that was just a sort of an offshoot. I think in some ways it's inevitable that we all are going to turn into our parents.
Mm-hmm.
In certain ways, certainly. For me, it's already happened. including collecting. The thing is hoarding technically an illness or not?
Yeah, they say it
Can
is
be.
on the show, at least. They say it's a mental illness on the show.
It's
I don't buy
obsession.
that, by the way.
So okay.
Yeah,
So along those lines, what I showed you, I've been debating, and I ended up doing it. I posted that video on Instagram.
You did?
Yes. And so because to me, in terms of it being an illness, I don't think it's an illness for my father particularly. It's just a cute, sort of like amazing video of my life.
You could make an argument for the pants, Omar.
Yes.
Like, okay, the guy doesn't want to put a belt on. It's an efficiency thing. It's a cheaper by the dozen thing. I get it. You can't make an argument for the clocks or the phones.
The clocks and the phones are not in the video, for the record.
I know, but you can't. If the guy only hoarded pants, if the guy only hoarded pants, you'd say like, okay, he's got some sort of system working there.
Yeah,
but he doesn't. He hoards a ton of things.
Okay. So are you saying that it was not? I should not put it on Instagram?
Well, you outed your dad to a whole bunch of people there. I mean, I'm sure he's not on the gram, but
no, he's not on the
And I think anything in your 80s is well past the point of where this is an illness that needs to be dealt with. You are who you are at that point, and so I don't think you're.
Have you watched Hoarders, Dave? Have you seen the show Hoarders?
Well, I have, and it didn't look like, the room that was the video was in didn't look like a hoarder's room, right?
No,
but it was just a lot of jeans. It was.
But there are limits to. I mean, you could be 80 and hoarding in that manner, and that's a serious problem.
I guess it is. Let's say it is an illness or whatever it is. I think it's always funny to point out the lunacy of all of our lives.
Oh, I agree with that.
Sure.
100%.
But if it's an illness, then it makes you feel kind of different about it. But he has rationales for everything. So,
yeah, of course.
What is the rationale for the jeans? I'm curious.
Let me actually see.
Let's get him on. Let me
see. Now, I don't know where this is going to go. This will be technically our first guest ever.
I love it.
So are we going to try and go off headset so we can?
Let's give it a
try.
try.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's do it. Okay. For a little bit, it won't be so bad.
All right. You guys can discuss some background while I'm we have background music that might help too, right?
Well, I have a quick thing I'll tell Dave about why you go get our special guest.
All right.
So Dave, the other day I brought my family to the Sixers game, right?
Okay.
And what do I see that they're peddling food-wise for concessions? Dippin' Dots. You know,
I thought you were
Dippin'
gonna
Dots?
say Pringles.
No, not Pringles. That'd be funny. Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots.
So okay, I got two questions for you. One, who the hell eats Dippin' Dots? I don't know who's eating Dippin' Dots. And two, it's clearly labeled on everything Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future. You can't be the ice cream of the future when you started in 1989.
Okay, my dad's right.
Is he coming?
Yeah, he's coming. He's right here. Hi guys, how you doing?
Mr.
Good.
Naeem, how are you?
Okay, I'm doing fine.
It's so great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So great to have you on the podcast.
Okay.
Omar is now hugging his father. It's very sweet.
Okay,
Yes.
shoot.
So listen, so your son shared with us
Yeah.
a video of your pants collection,
Yes.
which had us talking.
Yeah.
So I'd like to understand, if I could, the rationale behind it. I mean, are you wearing one pants and then throwing them out and never wearing them again?
No, I repeat them. I have 44 pants.
44 pants.
44 pants, and all are classical. Collector's collection.
Collectors. Okay.
Each of them has a belt on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't
so-
have to put the belt.
So they're not 44 of the same pants.
No.
Okay.
Different brands.
Okay.
And I have about 50 shorts.
Right. That's what we heard.
Yes.
So
And I have about 80 golf shirts.
80 golf shirts.
Yes.
You've never played golf before, but
And you don't play golf.
Well, English call it, t-shirts also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad,
Right.
Dad,
Right.
tell them your story about why men play golf.
Huh?
Why do men play golf?
No, it's a waste of time or to stay away from your wives, you know.
I could not agree with you more.
Who just drives you nuts, you know.
I could not agree. I hate golf. It does nothing for me. So let me go back to the pants if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
So, are we at the point where you have enough pants where you're not going to buy more pants, or are you buying pants because you see pants that you like and go, ooh, I need to also have those?
No, I will not buy any more jeans.
You're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. What if you see another pair that catches your eye?
No, I already have all of kind, I think, which I liked.
Okay.
That's
and then the
fair.
belts, they're all different belts that are in each of the jeans.
That is correct.
Do the belts come with the jeans?
No, I bought them separately.
But do you buy them at the same time you buy the jeans, the belt?
No, not really.
Oh, interesting.
And my question, do you rotate them 1 through 44, start at the beginning, or do you wake up each day and say, this is number 37's day and this is number 19's day?
I just rotate them.
Rotate.
Just rotate them. So are they ever washed? Because I understand the efficiency of having the belt in them, so you don't have to put the belt in, and you don't need a belt rack, and that's great. But eventually you have to take the belt out to wash them, right?
That is correct.
So how many wears before jeans are washed? Because I'll wear my jeans several times before I wash them.
Yeah.
No, I wash it every time I wear it.
Oh, every time you wear it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then, all right, wait a second. So then when it comes out of the wash,
Yeah,
do you then re-put the belt back into those jeans?
that is correct.
Wow. Okay. So
And
then,
I
it's not saving you time. So putting the belt in doesn't save time.
I just never iron them.
Well, I don't iron my jeans either.
Yeah.
But I thought when I saw the video, I thought, wow, that is very clever because that's an efficient way that the belt stays in the jeans and therefore.
No, when I wash them, I take them off, then put them back.
You wash them after every time you wear your pants.
Well, of course.
Of course. But you don't have like a favorite pair?
No, not really.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, let me switch gears on you if you don't mind.
One more question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And tell me when you've had enough.
He's good.
Okay. I've also seen your collection of clocks and phones.
Yes.
Okay. So I understand the jeans. The jeans now make more sense to me. However, this is going to be a tough hill for you to climb here on the clocks and phones. Help me understand each of those.
Yeah. See, basically, I'm a nuclear physicist.
Yes, I heard. Yes.
Being a physicist, I love electronics the most.
Okay.
And as you know, I have 10 cars for about 40 years.
Right.
And they are all old cars, because I work on them. And it's my hobby,
Yep.
And now I'm 83. I've been working on cars since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And I know too much about cars. When I go to the dealer, a service advisor cannot handle me. Because I have too many questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so two things.
Yeah.
First, I noticed that you dodged the question on the phones and the clocks. You went right to cars.
Yeah.
No, I did not. I like electronics.
Right.
I like, especially, I started liking clocks because made by Sony. Because they're so stylish,
Mhm.
Back in the 80s.
In 80s,
Yeah.
But you have them all working, right? They're all working with batteries or plugged in.
They have to.
Right, but do they? Isn't that? I can understand having an appreciation for them, but isn't that a overkill? I mean, it's. Do they make noises all on the hour or?
Some of them do, but some of them are actually quite beautiful.
Yeah.
They're not all Sony.
Yeah.
Here's some ceramic clocks
Yeah.
Okay.
with dogs in them. That's for me with Lou. Thought that'd mean a lot to me because it has a dog.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
How about the phones? The phones, are they all plugged in? Are they all working? Are they all on the same line?
When I buy them, all of them are working. And all of them I connect and use them time to time.
Yeah.
But they are also, different styles, different brands.
So for that, I understand the cars and the clocks. The clocks are different. There's a style to them. The cars, everyone, there's classic car collectors. There's a whole bunch there. The phones is where I struggle the most with because that's just a utility, right? I mean, there's nothing really there that to be admired with a phone, right? Do you need that many phones?
No, but some of them, I started liking, again, phones made by Sony years ago.
Right.
You know, they make so beautiful, you know. Then I started Panasonic and other brands. And I just love these two things, you know.
All right. Okay.
Central phones.
What does the wife think of these collections?
Say it again.
Your wife. What does your wife think of these collections?
Well, she doesn't say anything, you know, for my things.
If she does, just go golfing.
And also, you know, she's a physician, you know, so she's too busy in her own work and with the patients.
All right. All right. Listen,
all right. Well, those are great.
It was awesome meeting you. We've known Omar for years, and it's wonderful to see you know, his loved ones and meet them. So thank you.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Thank you. Bye now.
Very nice to meet you.
Bye, Mr. Nate.
Dad, I have to sit back down now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can I get up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye. You know, if someone would ask me the question, if you took a doctor, a nuclear physicist, and they had and put them together and had a child, would Omar have been the answer that you would have first came up with?
No, and that's probably why he distracts himself by buying jeans and shorts.
Yeah, right. He's got 80 phones and none of them will ring when Omar calls.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Oh,
it's probably he gets the call from Omar who tells him some harebrained scheme and he goes, I got to go buy another clock.
That was oddly emotional. Hopefully it was somewhat entertaining.
I got to tell you something. You know what? I was ready to really put him to the ground there and say, you know, Mr. Naeem, this is craziness. But he explained himself pretty well.
If any nuclear physicist is doing something, then I would probably assume there's a good reason for it. I think as soon as you preface the whole thing with the nuclear physicist, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
I must be
The
doing
best
something
part
right.
is, so I said to my father, there's services you can hire.
Hilarious.
Where you can hire someone to come interview your parents about their lives.
Yes.
And then they'll create a book or maybe even a video, a montage or something like that. And I've asked my father several times.
He won't do it.
I don't want to do this shit. I don't want any person talking to me. Stranger. Why will I want to talk to a stranger? I'm like, Dad, it's not a stranger. I know them. It's my cousin's, it's my friend's cousin. So I always make up a story. So my dad is notoriously frugal, right? So one of the challenges I have is as
frugal. He owns 10 cars.
Do you know what frugal means now? I want to go back.
I'm not sure you know what frugal
means.
Well,
no, the cars on average cost like $5,000, right?
But he's got
But he's got 10 of them. He likes quantity. The guy is in
so
the
when
quantity.
I'm buying him anything nice, like if I try and buy him like a nice jacket, like from like Montclair, or like taking in these stores, which the prices are obviously, sometimes very high. I always saw the go-to. Oh yeah, my friend Josh's brother owns the store, so I get.
Right.
Yeah. It's always the same thing.
That's funny.
Anyway, that was fun.
Here's what's crazy, Omar. What's crazy is that he washes the jeans after one wear, and then puts the belt right back in them. So it's not even like I thought. I saw that. I'm like, wow, this guy has a loophole for cutting out having to have a belt rack and having to take time to put your belt in every morning. And that's not the case at all.
You thought he had a belt loophole? Is that what you were
Well played.
He doesn't wash them every time. It's like every 5 times or something like that.
I can't. I mean, every week you'd be washing 7 pairs of jeans. That would that to me is like the most. Although if you're a nuclear physicist, then maybe I'm doing it wrong. I will tell you, I think I may have the pair of jeans I have now. I might have had them for 3 years. I might have washed them twice. I don't wash jeans that much. Do you?
Yeah, you don't. You're not supposed to, really.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, I don't. But it's just fascinating because I don't know anyone who doesn't like. I have a favorite pair of jeans.
Yeah.
I have 2 that I go to more so than the others. Shirts too. I have certain shirts that are heavy in the rotation versus others that make it out only once in a while. But he's it's like his children. He's got equal love for all 44 pairs of jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he rotates it so it takes the choice out.
Here's the craziest part of what he said though too. I was expecting him to talk about how, oh yeah, when I see another pair that I like, I add that to the collection. he's done. He put the line in the sand at 44 pairs. I do not need another pair. He's got like.
Well, that's
you look
not
at
a hoarder.
you look at.
Well,
Right,
I'd also
right,
say,
right.
well, hold on.
He's not a hoarder.
If you ask, there's plenty of people who are alcoholics who say, I'm never going to have a drink again, right?
Mm.
So I don't know how much weight I put on my dad's phrases about anything, any certainty regarding buying anything.
So you think, okay, so all right, so that's a typical hoarding thing. You
Denial.
denial.
I will ask my mom to be particularly on high alert if dad ends up buys a new pair of jeans.
We need to know that.
We've got it on record. He said he's done.
We need to know that. He's done. He said he's done.
You have it on record.
He said he's done.
I'll send you the video too.
He's got
so
all the classic jeans there are. I want to know, and look through those when you get a chance. I want to know if they're all different kinds because they're all the classical jeans.
I will. I have before, but I will again.
I need to know more.
I need to know more. Rivera investigation.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, that was great. That was our first guess, and he did not disappoint.
He did not. Well, we could probably go to our last topic, but we should probably pause to thank our sponsors. We have sponsor Lou's Hair Salon in Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah.
We want to is our number one sponsor. And
Go.com. That's it.
So we need to thank them, and we need to get some advertising music or some taglines for.
We do, and we actually need to get advertisers besides Lou & Co. because I think that we've been saying the advertising thing a little bit in jest, but in reality we can't go forward with it because I think it violates FINRA violations.
Oh, all right, okay, let's clear that up.
All right. Yeah. Well, I have Coke and Microsoft on in the works, so I just tell them to knock it down.
Well, they still might need us. They had to pull out of Russia, so there's an opening for their marketing department. So.
Yeah, we're on Spotify. Our reach is endless now.
That's correct.
Josh, why don't you go ahead and tell us your topic?
So listen, I had a really juicy topic for this podcast. I'm going to table it for the sake of time and put something that's a little bit shorter and an easier conversation, but still something I wanted to talk about. So Dave, when you land in California, you'll inevitably check into a hotel, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So here's something that has always bothered me with hotels, and it's something so silly, and I'm wondering if it bothers you guys too. When you get in the elevator, right?
Yeah.
You look at the buttons, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. They skip 13.
They do.
Every hotel in the U.S. skips 13. And I don't know if that's done outside the U.S. I never really paid attention to it when I traveled. But this is maybe the dumbest thing in the world. I mean, first of all, the whole reason is it's superstitious. 13 is an unlucky number.
Right.
But just by skipping it and calling that floor 14, it doesn't mean you don't have a 13th floor. You still have a 13th floor. You just labeled it 14.
I have a lot of questions that come. So first of all, I'm wondering, is it the hotel or is it the elevator operator that's doing that?
It's the hotel because the hotel has to put the numbers on the door too for what room you are.
So okay, all right.
It's the hotel.
The second, I wonder though if it's more than just it's unlucky, haha. That's just. But back in the day when people got the room 1329, they would come back and say, I don't want the 13th floor. Can I have a different floor? So they have historically, it's been a problem because they've had a certain amount of people that would not want to be on the 13th floor.
And this is my point to this. Are we children? Are we that silly and fragile and that crazy that actually would affect people? Anyone who says I won't be on the 13th floor is batshit crazy, in my opinion. That's nuts. That's irrational. And if 13 is unlucky, let's say it's bad to be on the 13th floor. I don't want to be on the 12th or 14th either because probably it's going to spill over.
Why is 13 unlucky?
I don't know why. I don't even know the origin of that. Yeah, I don't even know the origin of that.
I know the origin.
Oh, you know the origin?
Yeah.
Ooh, fill us in, doctor.
I'm sure there are other views on it, but 13th was the seat number that Judas was sitting in at the Last Supper.
And that's the reason?
I think so.
So they had seat numbers?
It's in the painting. You can't see that?
Did they have tickets to the Last Supper? Where are you sitting? I'm sitting at 6'7". Hey, that's right next to the big guy.
That's not right. Wait,
I'm not buying
there's
that
no
story.
13. There are 12 apostles.
Yeah, but Jesus is 13.
Yep.
That's
So
true.
13 seats at the Last Supper.
He was the 13th. So that is where the 13 comes from?
I think there's other like.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit that out. That was a dumb question.
That was. But it's so ridiculous. You're still on the 13th floor. You can't just you can't just label it 14 and say there's no 13th floor. The 13th floor isn't 13 because of the label. It's 13 because it's 13 floors off the ground.
But people aren't turning in their keys on 12 and 14 because that's the point of the hotel is that they don't want to have people come back and say, no, I don't want to be on the 13th floor. So they just say, let's just get rid of the whole problem, even if it happens once a month.
Aren't we past this? Are we not past this as people?
Yeah, no. I mean, if it's just tradition.
If you got it, let me ask: if both of you checked into the hotel, they said, "Oh, here you are. You're in room 1313."
Yeah.
Would you turn it down?
No.
No.
Oh yes, I would.
You would?
If they gave me room 666, I would turn it back in.
No,
I'd be
you
like,
wouldn't.
I sure
No,
would.
you would not.
I
Come
would
on,
too.
Dave.
I would not want. Have you ever? I bet you there's not a room 666.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I wouldn't want it.
I have no problems taking that room. It's a room. Someone put all that made it room 666 was some schmuck nailed in a 666 on the door. That's it. That's all that happened.
Well,
and it could have been a different room. It could have been the room on the other side of the floor.
Do you walk under an elevator or a ladder?
Yeah, I cannot walk under an elevator. It's physically impossible.
That is actually very unfortunate.
That's not it's possible. It's very unsafe.
Yeah, it's very unsafe. Yes, that's true.
That's
it is
a very
possible.
effective superstition. Walk under a ladder.
Yes, I will walk under a ladder. I won't do it
too.
because none of that stuff bothers
Black
me.
cat
at all.
runs across. You don't think about it twice. No.
No.
How about what if you are wearing your favorite socks and the Sixers won 5 in a row? Do you do
No.
any of that stuff?
No. You know what I used to do, and it's a little embarrassing. When I'd watch the Eagles and it wasn't going their way, I would change the channel and then change it right back, as if I was somehow disrupting the game and shook up like a snow globe of the game.
Did it ever work?
It worked all the time. It was brilliant. I have full power over what happens in football games with my remote control. That's how silly it is.
Is that
it's
what
so
you did
crazy.
at 4th and 26 way back in the day against the Packers?
Yes, 4th and 26. I changed the channel 26 times.
Jerk. It's your fault.
But I just think this is infantile. It's crazy. If I had a hotel, I would make every floor 13.
You.
Oh, that could be like you can call it the Hotel 13.
Call it the Munsters Hotel, because they live at 1313 Mockingbird Way.
Oh, not only is everything 13, but it's haunted.
Okay, that's too much.
Yeah.
But if you made it everything's a ladder, lots of black cats running around your hotel. You break mirrors before you leave each.
It's not a bad idea. Wouldn't you stay there, Dave? Would you be afraid to stay there?
I wouldn't stay there. No. Look, I don't want to fly. And I would definitely not stay in the 13th row. I actually, that's true.
You won't pick the 13th row on the plane.
I would steer away from the 13th row. Yeah.
Now, why don't they do that? Why don't they planes? That's a great point. Planes don't go 11, 12, 14 in their rows.
I suppose because that is a situation where something happens in row 13. It's probably going to affect row 1 through 12 and 14 through 30.
Yes, there's no question.
We had a plane crash. Everyone in the 13th row died. Everyone else survived.
See, if that happened, if that was a news story, I'd be like, okay, I give in. I will not sit in the 13th row. If everyone in one row died.
A kamikaze duck flew and just took the whole row
right to
out.
the 13th. I don't know. I think it's just utterly silly and ridiculous that people think. I mean, by the way, you've also had this hotel for years. Everyone stayed in these rooms for years. It's not like anything happened that would cause that suspicion over that floor. And it's still the 13th floor. Yeah. You can't take that away. It's the 13th floor no matter what.
I do think they have 13 floors in Europe.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm very curious. I've never paid attention. I've only noticed it when I've been in.
And it's not every 13. It's not every hotel here in the U.S. either, right?
It's pretty much. No, I don't
think so.
I bet you when you go, I want you when you take your trip to look at that elevator.
Okay.
I think it's I don't think I've ever seen a hotel with a 13th floor in the United States.
I think my Red Roof Inn only goes a couple floors.
Well, that only might go 3 floors.
I think a lot of the times they turn the 13th floor into like the mezzanine or something like that. You know what I mean? As well.
No, they don't. They go
They don't?
10, 11, 12, 14.
Some definitely do that. Yep.
Yeah, they all do that. I mean, look at the keypad when you're in the elevator.
All right. I'll take a picture.
So Josh and I are going to a hotel, and we were meeting in a hotel in a few weeks.
That's unlucky. Yeah.
Yeah, on the West Coast.
Oh, you're going to that event?
Yeah, you know this.
Oh, very good. Yes, we'll check out the hotel.
All right. Yeah. And I will have at least one, maybe 2 hotels on this trip that I'll be able to do some research. So I owe you guys a picture of my VR on the plane and some elevator buttons.
There's a lot of homework from this podcast.
There is.
There's a lot of homework that we need to do. All right, so that was my quick and dirty on that one.
Which reminds me that we have an email address if anyone's listening and wants to send us an email. And
questions or comments?
Right. Complaints.
Well, let's leave it to questions or comments.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Or compliments.
Compliments.
Wants to send money? Just to send us. Request our Venmo accounts. We can certainly do that.
This stuff doesn't produce on its own.
No. Our email address, if you would ever like to get in contact with us, is friends@fts.media, which it's such a weird email address, but
have we tested that? Does it work?
It does work.
It does work.
Friends and the @ symbol, Dave. Friends at.
What did I say?
The @ symbol. You said at, but that could be people could.
Oh yes,
take it
the
as
@
AT.
symbol. Yeah. Friends@fts.media. At being the @ symbol. Although
.media, that's a new one.
Yeah. So if whatever you want to do, if you've reached out, I did check our stats and we've had 22 downloads.
What?
Yeah, that can't be just the 3 of us. It's got to be outside.
That is 22 more than we had last week.
In all fairness, my dad has 20 cell phones. So he might have downloaded it 20 times.
In his 20 cars. That's awesome.
Wouldn't that be great if your dad had like an entire everything for every day? Like every day you had a shirt, pants, shoes, belt, cell phone, car.
What's going through my head right now, and maybe this isn't a FTS thing, but it's to have you guys just interview him because he doesn't really want to talk about his life. I think that's a lot of people perhaps who are
immigrants. We can do that. So in other words, you want us to trick your dad into giving his
life story,
video biographical story.
I mean, it's nice. That would be nice. That's very emotional for me. It's really weird. I guess it's not weird. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Nah, it's weird. It's weird.
We can have it as part of the FTS collection, the Christmas special.
I love it. The box set.
The box set. Yes.
The box set.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
My sister has a book of one-liners that my dad has said, and it's magical. I mean,
and she writes them down every time he says something.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. If I'll read you one. Maybe I'll start reading one every episode.
That'd be great.
All right. Yeah.
We'll have magic. My dad is. Yeah.
That's how these things evolve. They become segments.
We'll
have
funny.
It's time for Omar's dad one-liner. And we get some music.
Like a Jack Handy thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all for this week. We're just under an hour, so I think this is a good time to stop. So on behalf of the 3 of us, Dave, Josh, and Omar, we look forward to talking to you hopefully next week. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Signing off. Bye-bye.